A man has been critically hurt. 3 others were injured during a severe storm in southeast Queensland. Sunrise reporter Lisa Goddard is in Brisbane for us this morning. Lisa, how widespread's the damage?
Well, Nat, it was right across southeast Queensland. The storm started to hit around 3:30 yesterday afternoon and went well into the evening. Now, the worst hit areas were south of Brisbane. Of the 90 or so calls to the SES, 70 came from around the Logan area. Now, down there we saw at least 5 homes had trees land on them. Inside one of those homes was a 53-year-old woman. Now, she was lucky. She was inside the house but wasn't trapped, and she was treated for cuts to her face and to her head. However, there were 4 people overall who were injured. The worst was a man in his 40s who was competing in a half marathon not far from the city. Now, he had a large tree branch land on him. Paramedics got there in time to help him, but he was in a critical condition and was taken to hospital, and we're told that he remains in a critical condition this morning. Now, 13,000 homes and businesses are still without power across southeast Queensland, and the Weather Bureau is predicting another scorcher up here today with the prediction of even more storms this afternoon. So we're on weather watch yet again.
Yeah, how unlucky was that runner? Thank you very much, Lisa, for the update from Brisbane. This morning, Prime Minister Gillard will unveil her second new ministry in just 7 weeks as the fallout from last week's leadership debacle continues. Political reporter Alex Hart joins us from Canberra. Alex, any more Kevin Rudd backers likely to exit stage left today?
Morning, Nat. No, all indications are that any remaining Rudd backers or alleged Rudd backers still in the ministry will remain there, the most notable being Anthony Albanese and Mark Butler, who are in Cabinet. Of the people tipped to get a promotion, 2 names stand out. One is Gary Gray, the current Special Minister of State. He's a former Woodside executive, expected to take on the resources portfolio and move into Cabinet. Another who could be elevated to Cabinet is the highly regarded Minister from New South Wales, Jason Clare. Now, former state politicians from both sides of politics doubt the reshuffle will kickstart a resurgence of Labor. Take a look.
It doesn't matter. The tragedy is this. Only 6 months to the election. We've lost some very good, competent ministers.
The issue here is that time is running out. Fundamentally, the problems for Labor have never really been about personalities, in my view. They've been about policy.
This will be the Prime Minister's 4th reshuffle since the last election, her second in 7 weeks, and she'll certainly be hoping it's her last before the upcoming election. Nat?
OK, thanks very much, Alex. Freed Australian hostage Warren Rodwell is expected to be reunited with his family today. It comes as speculation mounts over who paid the $94,000 ransom for his freedom. Adrian Brown is in Manila. Morning to you, Adrian. This guy was lucky to get out of there, wasn't he?
Nat, he sure was. Good morning. Well, members of Mr. Rodwell's family are now in Manila, so we assume that some sort of reunion will take place in the next 24 to 48 hours. Mr. Rodwell emerged emaciated, barely alive at the weekend after being held for 15 months and following the payment of that $94,000 ransom. He's now being held at an undisclosed military base 800 kilometres south of Manila. Among those who've been debriefing him over the weekend have been members of the US Special Forces who are assisting the Philippine military in their counter-insurgency efforts. And let's remember, Nat, that 5 other foreigners are still being held by the Abu Sayyaf guerrillas. The Abu Sayyaf uses kidnapping as a way to raise money, revenue, to fund its insurgency, which has been raging now for 2 years. But Mr. Rodwell is a rare exception. He has got out alive. He's a very lucky man.
He will have an amazing story to tell. Thank you very much, Adrian. A man is expected to be charged after allegedly being caught driving the wrong way on a highway in Victoria. Police say they spotted a 4-wheel drive travelling on the Princes Freeway at Avalon early this morning. The 26-year-old driver was taken to a police station where he allegedly returned a blood alcohol reading of 0.115%. Bright colours and bold prints, they have featured heavily on the catwalk in the final show for L'Oreal Fashion Week in Melbourne. Designers insist this winter will not be dark and will not be boring.
Something that has been quite strong this winter is pink. There's been a lot of pink coming through, from pop pinks through to baby pinks, pastel pinks, marshmallow pinks.
There you go, Barrett's outfits featured on the runway can be bought in stores.